guys, I'm Aussie Bala and welcome to Season 7, Episode 14, the final episode of Season 7. And today, if you've looked at the thumbnail, there's no point building up the surprise. It is the Welsh Cup Final. We did, as expected, win the semi-final. We're going to be playing Port Talbot Town in that final. So hopefully, we'll be able to see off the second division team there, or second tier team there, and we'll get a domestic quadruple, which will be a nice thing to do. Now, we start in the medical centre here because you will see that Damien Ormark is injured. Damien Ormark has been injured for 4 weeks. Now, we know that Damien Ormark was 1 goal away from equaling, 2 goals away from breaking Bus and Brew's all-time single-season goal-scoring record for the club. So that begs the question, did he get the goals before he got injured? There's a few games to catch up on since last episode as we round out the league season. Let's start by having a look at the Bengal City game and see if Damien Ormark could get that goal-scoring record. We took a first half lead through Connor Gosney and doubled our advantage when Ruben Ferguson stole a goal from Ormark. But Ormark got his goal a few minutes later and then added a second before Bengal City got a late consolation. So there we go. He did, in the end, get there. Ruben Ferguson stealing that one off him. I had to laugh. But he got there in the end. He got 2 quick-fire goals. So well done, Damien Ormark. He is now the record holder for both most goals and most league goals in a season, which is just great to see. We dominated this game. We were too good for them. They got 1 back at the end, which is slightly annoying. Takes the shine off the win. But a really, really good performance. Next up was the Welsh Cup semi-final against Cefn. Let's see how we did in that one. We took the lead when Adam Maurice crossed for Callum Connolly and doubled our lead moments later when Maurice set up Damien Ormark before going 3-0 up before half-time when Mullenstein picked out Connolly for his second. Dixon got our 4th before a late consolation for Cefn. So again, job done, got there quite comfortably. This is where Ormark did get injured. He did add another goal to his tally before he did get injured. But yeah, Callum Connolly had a really good game here. Ewan Dixon just continued to do what he does. And yeah, as I said, they got a penalty back there second half, but it was already job done at that point. So it was, we knew we were finishing up with a cup final at that point. Next up, we played Cardiff Met Uni in the league. Kieran Topley headed us into the lead. And Paul McVeigh played in Callum Connolly to double our lead early in the second half. Before Ab Gareth picked out Guto Kingsley for our 3rd in stoppage time. So a decent performance this one. You'll start to notice now with the season essentially done for us that we started to give some players some game time. We gave a debut here to our new goalkeeper. He did fine. He's looking as though he's developing nicely as well, as you can see there. Topley, Connolly and Guto Kingsley with the goals. McVeigh had a really good game in the number 10 role for us. Professor McGonigal came back in to play in midfield and just picked up where he left off. Again, it was just a really, really good performance from us. 2 games to go left in the season. Next up was a chance for revenge for Cefn Druids. We played them in the league now. We took the lead when Paul McVeigh teed up Michael Stewart before McVeigh took advantage of a goalkeeping error to double our lead. Kieran Topley got a 3rd after half-time and Adam Maurice got ahead of his man to head in our 4th. They did not get any revenge. A really, really good performance from us. Michael Stewart got a goal. McVeigh, Topley and Maurice. That might be the last goal Michael Stewart scores for the club because he's just not quite done exactly what I was hoping he would do. Though attribute-wise, he's still a decent enough striker. So we've got a decision to make there. But Professor McGonigal was man of the match in this one. 6 key passes. Absolutely just running midfield for us. Yeah, really, really good performance. And again, the new goalkeeper played and did quite well. Kept another clean sheet. That brings us to the final game of the season. Away to the New Saints. Could we finish off with a win? Paul McVeigh gave us the lead, but the New Saints were quickly level. They took advantage of a mix-up between Mullenstein and Rhys Williams to go in front after half-time before sealing our fate with a 3rd. was a decent start, and then we just didn't really show up. I've got to be honest, I wasn't too concerned about this one. I was more about giving players some match fitness ahead of the cup final, and just playing other players for the sake of it. It was disappointing. As I said, we just didn't show up, which was probably the worst thing about it. So they end up beating us twice in the split, but this is how the league table ends up. 90 points, we fell just short of our tally from last season, but 95 plus 95 goals difference, 30 wins from our 32 games. There's a lot to like about that, isn't it? But we've got one game left now to finish things up. That is the the Welsh Cup Final against Port Talbot Town. So let's go and have a look at what we're doing here. We are heavy favourites for this one, as you would expect. Now if we have a look here, they did get promoted, so they're going to be back up in the division with us next season. They won the league. They only lost one game all year themselves, so they've had a really good year. They're going to be a dangerous team. They're going to be confident, but we should be able to get the better of them. Historically, we've beaten them 6 times, drawn with them once. Colin Catton is no longer their manager. It's now Rhys Griffiths that's taken over there. A decent manager, as we can see, and obviously getting them promoted in his first year has done a good job. Balanced, direct playing style. This is what we're expecting from them, a sort of a Rusco bus park sort of a formation that you can see there. Very, very narrow. We've got a passing network and some key passes there. A little bit direct, perhaps. But this is the team that we're sending out to hopefully get the job done for us in the final. Rima Miles is the goalkeeper. It's Willenstein, Topley, Gosney and Sears. If you're wondering why Topley's playing, he's done a really, really good job. And also, Swifty's injured. So Topley is keeping his spot in the team. Sears, as I said, down the right. York. Welsh international York. He did get his cap, so that's excellent news. He goes in midfield for us with Murphy. It's Duffy, Thomas, Dixon and Maurice, with Guto Kingsley going up top with no Allmark. Kingsley seems to be scoring when he comes off the bench for us, so I'm going to give him the start. Ferguson is on the bench if we need him. The other options really were Owen Casey, who hasn't really played much this year. Kian Peters, who's done well, but he's not match sharp when he played in the under division down, the under-19s, or Michael Stewart, who's done okay. Maybe we should be giving him the start, but I'm going with Guto Kingsley, and I'm the manager, basically, so I can do what I want. I'm Chaz Hogan, Australian journalist here at Halkin Road, as league champions Bala Town prepare to face Port Talbot Town in the Welsh Cup Final. The locals have turned out in their tens, as the Lakesiders look to complete a domestic clean sweep. Kick-off is next. Why is the final here? There's more seats in my living room. Alright, and here we go. Everybody is lining up as expected, which is good. What do we want to say here? Go out there, put in a better performance than last time. We were quite poor against the New Saints. What do we want to say? The trophy's on the line. Go out there and show everyone you're born winners. I don't hate that, actually. I don't hate that. Everybody looks motivated, so that's a good start. Some calm, we have faith. Guto Kingsley, mate, just relax out there. Just relax and get the goals for us, please. And here we go. Now, I should say the end of this game, of course, win, lose or draw, we will have our end of season awards. Thank you for everybody who voted in the Viewers' Choice Award. We'll find out who wins that. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, our goal of the season competition as well. So you'll get a chance to vote and see who wins that. Oh, this is not good. We've got a defensive corner to work on here. That's just over the bar. And thankfully, it is just over the bar. Guto Kingsley, if you've not seen him recently, which I don't think you have, he's a decent enough young player. But yeah, just lack of goal scoring options with Allmark being injured. Topley, who's a danger from a set piece. That one's gone over the bar from him. Let's maybe give it a concentrate. Topley here, again, because we haven't seen him too much. Really, really good player from a set piece. Good jumping reach there. Come on, boys. If we can get a goal, then you'd think we might just settle down. Sears, decent cross in, and Guto Kingsley gets the goal for us. Go on, kiddo. 10th of the season for him. Justifies his selection. 1-0 to Bala Town, and that is what we like to see. First goal in the cup final, hopefully the first of many for Bala Town. Sears, it was a really good cross in, and Kingsley, he did really well, didn't he? Met it well, powered it into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 to Bala Town. Alright, can we go and see this out now? I mean, it would be nice to win the domestic quartet, wouldn't it? It's another header off the crossbar this time by Adam Maurice, was it? No, who was at the back post there? I'm not sure. Anyway, Maurice has it now. Back to Gosney, back to Sears. Good ball down there for Thomas. It's in there for Guto Kingsley. Stabs it. But the goalkeeper claims it quite comfortably in the end. Just didn't quite get enough on that one, did he, old Guto? Let's give them a demand more here coming in towards half-time. See if we can go and get a second goal. Another goal kick for Port Talbot. Can we win that? No, there's no one out there for us. Not quite sure why that's happened, but anyway. Here they go. It would not be a good time to concede a goal. We've dominated the half, so to come in at 1-1 would be disappointing to say the least, wouldn't it? They're shuffling it around, and one more is a little bit maybe slow getting across. We've blocked the cross there, though. And here's a chance for Mullenstein now to hit them on the break. He's got space to run into as well. Good ball if he can find Thomas. It is David Thomas. Oh, he's missed it. Really, really good opportunity there. We've dominated the half, but we do just have that 1-goal lead. So it'll have to be an assertive, don't get complacent. Maurice on a booking isn't ideal, but we'll tell him to watch his step. Miles has done fine in goals, and we'll get back out there. Who's not had a good game here? Sam York. More from you, please, Mr. York. And yeah, that'll do. We'll get back out there. Are we exploiting anything? Let's maybe look to exploit the middle. That's where Dixon is. If we can get him more involved. We didn't really see him in that first half, did we? Murphy, good ball down the line there for Sears. Chips it in. Kingsley's there. I don't think he won that header. It was not an attempt to lay it back for Murphy. There's a good ball over the top there, though, for Millenstein. Back for Dixon. You and Dixon. Boys, we've got to be taking these chances. That's the third time now we've stabbed one either straight at the goalkeeper or just past the post. We don't have too many options on the bench. A lot of I find in the cup games with only the 5 subs, it's just trying to make sure that we've got positions covered for in case of injuries. So we don't have, as I say, the best options in terms of changing up players that aren't playing well. Let's give it a show some passion, perhaps. Is it going to? It is going to be a tight, tense final because it's almost done now. Can we go and get this second goal, though? That would almost certainly wrap it up for us. York has the ball now. He goes back there for Topley to come forward. Topley, decent pass for Duffy Thomas. Thomas cuts inside. Duffy Thomas straight at the goalkeeper. And the score remains 1-0. Thomas now with the corner. Decent. It's headed away, though. Murphy should pick that up. Murphy back for Duffy Thomas. Ball in. Dixon headed away again. And behind into the Bala fans for another corner. Thomas takes another one. Another decent one. Headed away this time, though. Port Talbot have it. Lump it forward. We pick it up with Sears. In there for Murphy. York. Duffy Thomas in space in the box. And Thomas again. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And he was offside in any case. We'll give it another concentrate. It's getting to the point now where we've just got to try and see this out. We'll go back off of attacking. We don't need to be attacking anymore. And we'll just try and see it out at this point. I would have liked to have scored more goals, obviously, but ultimately a cup final win is a cup final win. We'll keep standing off them. They're a direct team, which is why we're doing that. And there it is. We do win the cup final, which is excellent. Go on, boys.
Well, Aussie, it wasn't great, but you did manage to win the cup. Yeah, look, mate, I mean, it wasn't pretty today, but it didn't have to be. It's the end of a great season, a long season, and as long as we got across the line, then that's the main thing today, isn't it? Finals are just about winning, and we did that today. I'm really pleased for Guto to get the winner as well. The kids earned the chance over the last few weeks, and it's good to see him go out there and take that chance today.
So domestic quadruple completed, and we deserved to win. We really did. We just didn't take chances. But 1-0, 10-0, doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, you have the trophy. What do we want to say to this? All right, just congratulations. So there we go. Bala Town lift the Welsh Cup. It's Guto Kingsley who's the hero. A famous quadruple complete. And that's not something we've managed to do, despite the fact, how dominant we are and should be in the league with all our cash. But there's all the medal winners. Well done to everybody that's played a part in the win this season. Another Welsh Cup win for Bala Town. 5 times now we've won that trophy. One of those, of course, was before we took over. But there we go. We've done okay in the Welsh Cup in recent seasons, haven't we, guys? That is it for the season on the field. Wait right there, though, because we have our end of season awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bala Town end of season awards. Oh, thank you, everybody. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, well, here we are, everybody. Kings of Wales, once again. It's a wonderful place to be, Bala Town, right now. We just keep getting better and better. clean sweep of the trophies domestically, which is amazing. Group stages of the Champions League. It was nice to be back. And oh, so unlucky, weren't we, not to get out of that group as well. But ultimately, it's been a wonderful season, a great season. And I think the best way to start the evening is by giving the players a nice big round of applause. Guys, I'm so proud of you. There are no words. Well done. Alright, the first award tonight is the Golden Pen, awarded to this season's best signing, and this guy cost us £75,000 from Hibs. He scored a stunner in the Iron Brew Cup Final. Ryan Murphy, you are the Golden Pen, well done. The next award is the Golden Card, awarded to the player with the worst discipline. And the winner this year, he's making it his own trophy, to be honest. Another award, the defence of his title last year with 8 yellow cards. The winner is Connor Gosney. Next up is the Golden Bullseye, awarded to the player with the best pass completion. And a little bit like the Golden Card, I believe this is a defence of the trophy from last season. It's the last time we'll see him in a Bala shirt. I haven't told him this yet, but there you go. You've learnt something tonight. And the winner is, with 98% pass completion, Zach Jakar. I've been meaning to tell you, Zach. You knew your contract was coming up, though, didn't you? Alright, go away. Alright, the next award is the Golden Spoon, awarded to the man who feeds the strikers, the man with the most assists. And again, I think this is a defence of the trophy from last season, with 14 assists. The winner is Adam Maurice. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to the man that we can rely on, the man with the highest average match rating. And this man, well, we could rely on him this year. He was amazing, an absolute star, almost out of the blue. The new club captain as well, with an average match rating of an insane 7.97. Ewan Dixon, well done. The next award is the Golden Soother, awarded to the baby of the team, this season's best young player. And, well, we have a young squad. Anybody could pretty much win this award. But the winner is very, very deserving. He's just been up here. Ewan Dixon, well done, mate. Next up is one of the big ones. It's the Golden Boot, awarded to this season's top goal scorer. And, well, this man was just a star this year. An absolute star. Broke every single season goal-scoring record in the club. He's coming for the all-time record next season. Congratulations to Damien Olma.
Thank you very much. It's an honour to receive this prestigious award. It's about time someone other than Luke Bussenbrew got to have a go. I think I'm working hard to chase down this record. It's nice to get regular starts in the league, even if it means I don't get to travel on all the plane flights like I used to. But I'd like to thank, obviously, all my teammates setting me up, all the teammates who dribble into the penalty area and then fire it into the side netting. Wait, not them, the other ones. It's a real honour to be part of this club's great history. Thank you very much.
Alright, the next award is the Viewers' Choice Awards. Of course, voted by the people watching on YouTube. I have nothing to do with this one. And the winner is, with 71% of the vote, the first time it hasn't been unanimous, but nonetheless comprehensive, Damien Olma, get back up here, mate.
Come on, man, I only just sat back down. Could you not have kept me up here for... Yes, it's an honour. It's a great honour. Thank you very much for everybody who's voted for me. This goes to the manager who believed in me, who brought me up through the reserves and through the youth team. This great club, Mr. Aussie Villain, sir, is all your own making entirely and completely. And when do I get my cheque, sir? I mean, thank you everyone who voted for me. It's a real honour. Thank you so much. Can I go sit back down now, please? Are you gonna? Is there another one? Or no? Okay, good. Thanks. Thank you.
Alright, before we get ready to announce this season's Player of the Year, it is only right we do take a minute to acknowledge the team of the season. If you do direct your eyes up to the screen, you will see that the goalkeeper is Rima Miles. The back four is Mullenstein, KDH, Rhys Williams, and Jay Jenkins. The midfield is Curtis Owen and Sam York. Your wingers are Maurice and Callum Connolly. Ewan Dixon is the number 10, and the striker is, of course, Damien Allmark. Well done, guys. You've all had cracking seasons. Congratulations. And now it is time to award the big one, the Golden Star for this season's Man of the Town, Bala's Player of the Season. And, I mean, really, it's a choice between two, isn't it? Two players that were brilliant, two players that were sensational, two players that banged in the goals, but ultimately, with 78% of the vote, the winner is Ewan Dixon. So there we go. Congratulations to Ewan and the rest of the winners. It's been a fantastic season. It's been a fantastic evening. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. And I'm really looking forward to next season when we look to do it all again. We'll try for 8 league titles in a row. We'll try for a second domestic quadruple. And we'll try and get back into that group stage of the Champions League. And maybe, just maybe, the knockout rounds. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you for you in the auditorium. Thank you for you watching at home. Enjoy your evening, everybody. So there we go, end of season awards done for another year, and Ewan Dixon, absolutely comprehensive winner of the player of the season. I'm a little bit surprised it was by so much, given how many goals Allmark scored, but there's no doubt Ewan Dixon had a fantastic year for us. We'll come back to goal of the season in just a second, but the game's given it to Ryan Murphy's stunning strike in that Iron Brew Cup final. We all remember that one. Ryan Murphy also won signing of the year. It's difficult to argue with that one, and Ewan Dixon was young player of the year as well. We can see team of the year there. No real complaints. Maybe Mullenstein in place of Burke at left back is controversial. But otherwise, I'm relatively speaking okay with that. Good to see KDH, Curtis Owen and Connolly all making it into the team of the year as well. Jenkins maybe at right back. Again, he played a lot in the league, but maybe that should be Sears if we take into account sort of what we consider our first choice team. Other stats, Allmark, of course, 30 goals this year, a record, and also got the Golden Boot winner. Ewan Dixon, the highest average match rating, 7.97. I suspect that too may be a record. We'll have a look at that in just a second. Adam Maurice, 14 assists with the Golden Spoon. Jaycock, 98% pass completion. That's a little bit special from anybody, never mind a goalkeeper, regardless. Man of the Match Awards, not an award we give out on the evening, but 11 Man of the Match Awards for Ewan Dixon. What a star he was. And Connor Gosney, well-earned golden card this year with his 8 bookings. Now, let's go and have a quick look here at these records. So it is going to be a new record average rating wise for Dixon. 7.68 was the previous record, so he smashed that. We can see there Allmark's taken both the goal scoring records, but it's not an assist record for Adam Maurice. So there we go. But that is update on the records there. If you want to have a quick look at the best ever 11, there has been a few changes. Louis Gray still hanging on in the starting 11. Burke is at left back with Gosney, Rhys Williams and Sears, which I think is all fair enough. Dixon and Gosset still fighting off challenges there in midfield. Sam York almost certainly is going to end up there though, isn't he? It's Neto, surprisingly enough, with James Waite still in the team and Maurice, with Allmark taking Bussenbru's spot in the starting 11. The bench is Rima Miles, KDH already in there, which is good to see. Jake Nichols, Henry Jones, Sam York, Romario Vieira and Bussenbru are still hanging in there on the bench. Season in review. We won everything domestically, which is fantastic. Knocked out at the group stage in heartbreaking circumstances, wasn't it, in the Champions League this year. Moment of the season, the 6-0 against Aberystwyth. I'd say the 1-0 against Lazio, but that's just me. And of course, final game of the season was a bit of a disaster, but that can happen. 13% full was the stadium this year. We're getting there. Maybe one day we'll need a bigger stadium, certainly no time soon. And I did use the most players. The Aussie Villain Award is still there, 36 players used, most in the Premier League. Where are they now from the previous team? We know that Venables is still at the under-19s. Henry Jones is at Macclesfield. Johnny Spittle, I keep forgetting he's at Afenlido. Ridian Williams, legend that is at Barrytown. And Callum Preston's at Cardiff Met Uni. And we can see everybody else there, but I think we checked up on them last season. Club Vision meeting. They want us to win the Premier League, and get to the third qualifying round of the Champions League. That's all fine. We'll accept that now. Squad dynamics, there it is there, the update. Ewan Dixon has, as now club captain, finally reached up to be a team leader with Rhys Williams and Ryan Burke. We can see all the other influential players there as well. We'll do the team meeting off camera. Actually, we don't have to. It's just basically come back and do it all again next year, isn't it? We don't need to sugarcoat that. We know what it is. We're expected to win, and let's hope we come back and do that next season. End of season break. Guto Kingsley's award there. And before we call it an episode and go back and look at the goal of the season, what we do need to do is have a look at, of course, next episode will be the summer transfer window. So we can see here the players that we use and use a lot of, but you can also see a lot of wanted players here. Bristol City for Sam York, Barnsley for Rhys Williams, Barnsley for Connor Gosney, Barnsley for Rima Miles, and Ipswich for Ewan Dixon there as well. So we're going to have a difficult time hanging on to players, I think, but we can see all the players that we used. I always think you want to go down the bottom here, players that we maybe didn't use quite as much, and see who we want to be getting rid of. Buston Brew, I think his contract's up, so he will be leaving at the end of the season. Some youngsters down here that we'll just, we're not necessarily looking to get rid of, but players that we didn't use. Maybe it's time for Dan Williams. He's wanted as well, so maybe we look to move him on. He really didn't play this year for us. Ap Gareth, I still want to keep him because I still think he's a good player when we use him. Guto Kingsley, 8 starts, 10 goals, did a really good job, so I don't think we want to lose him. Michael Stewart's maybe one we might want to consider moving on. But otherwise, players are playing. Jaycock will be another one we'll want to move on with the new Estonian goalkeeper coming in. I think his contract's up in any case. A quick look here at the top goal scorers. It was Allmark ahead of Dixon. Callum Connolly had a good year, as did Ryan Burke. Guto Kingsley, as I said, did well. He scored when he played. KDH, 8 goals. Well done to him. Sean Davies with a few. Ferguson, I don't think is worth getting back on loan for next season. He is supposedly good, but I don't know about that. I'm thinking the loan players, I think we want to get Duffield Thomas back for next season. But even then, we've got some decent young right wingers. Let me know what you guys think. But I do think we want to get him back and maybe none of the others. But we can see all the goal scorers there. In terms of assists, it was Maurice ahead of Sam York. Professor McGonigal, absolute star he was. 10 assists in midfield. Allmark and Dixon with the assists there, as was McVeigh, Burke, Connolly, and you can see everybody else going down there. And average ratings, we know that it was Dixon that led the way. KDH in second. Brilliant stuff from him. Ryan Burke. Gavin Grant, who I wouldn't get back on loan again, but I would sign him permanently, I think, because he's a decent enough young player. Rhys Williams was right up there. This gets the job done for us in the league. Professor McGonigal had a good season as well. McVeigh, Allmark, and you can see, these are all players that averaged above 7.5. That is just outrageous stuff. We can go all the way down there, and you can see the players that didn't particularly do well. The goalkeepers don't count, and then it was just a youngster that got a couple of appearances off the bench, really. So, really, really in a strong position. But this, of course, now brings us back to goal of the season. Now, the way this will work is that there will be 4 goals nominated for goal of the season. The one given by the game to Ryan Murphy, and 3 others I deem worthy of goal of the season. There'll be a little eye at the top of the screen up there. Make sure you click on that to vote for your favourite. And, of course, before then, we'll have a look back at some of the honourable mentions that we scored some good goals this year. Lots and lots of good goals this year. Anyway, guys, until next time, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for a summer transfer special. Take care. our top 4 goals from the 25-26 season. Don't forget to vote for your favourite.